Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would just drop in here because I'm really excited about Scream 5 coming out. I'm going to see it Friday, 10:30 p.m. I'm probably releasing this video on Friday, and I just wanted to share a couple of thoughts with you guys. I think I'm going to do a Scream franchise ranked video rather than just a normal review, and the Scream franchise ranked video will probably be full of spoilers, so definitely make sure you watch all the Scream movies before you check out that video. And I thought that would be a fun way to review the new Scream by comparing it to the old one, because honestly it gets a little bit stale just like creating single movie reviews, which I've done for a couple of releases recently like Halloween Kills and Candyman. I'm really hoping that my review is a good one. I am getting a little bit hyped. Unfortunately, I don't like getting too hyped before movies because then I get disappointed sometimes, but I'm getting a little bit hyped since the critics are liking it so far, and I really wasn't expecting them to like it. I mean, if you look at the critic ratings on Scream 3 and Scream 4, you'll know that they are not enjoying the Scream franchise as much as fans are. Scream 2 and of course the original Scream had a decent rating, but even the original Scream didn't have as high of a Rotten Tomatoes score as I thought it would. And I know Rotten Tomatoes is just one rating platform, but it was honestly a little bit disappointing to see that Scream wasn't reviewed as high as I thought. So for the critics to now say that Scream 5 is good, I'm hoping that that is promising, because I really wasn't expecting the critical review of this movie to be high. I'm not going to give you my actual rankings right now because I want to save that for my new video that's going to come out after I watch Scream 5, but I will tell you that I didn't love all the Scream movies, and there was one in particular that was pretty disappointing to me and that I didn't thoroughly, like, I enjoyed it, it was entertaining to watch, but I didn't think that it lived up and like belonged in the franchise as much. So yeah, I'm just hoping that the tone of Scream 5, I hope that the tone of Scream 5 kind of like emulates the original a bit, because the original is kind of dark and it's also funny at times, but it is quite dark if you think about it, with everything going on with Sydney's mom. The whole opening sequence with Drew Barrymore was really dark. Like, that one wasn't really funny. That was just straight up dark. And I like that the trailer for Scream 5 looks like it's going to also be dark, because I think in some of the later sequels they went and pushed into the comedy route a little bit too much, and I just don't want to see that at this point. I think what they did in Scream 4 was pretty great, like the whole reviving everything to be a little more modern, but again, it's not modern because that was 10 years ago, so now we're gonna have an even more modern sequel, so we'll see what they're going to do with that. Like, when I went to rewatch Scream 4, I was definitely like, yeah, this is 2011. It definitely feels like that, and now, a decade later, you can kind of feel the age of that movie. Maybe I'll make this video come out on Thursday, because Thursday is the actual, like, official release, and that would make more sense. So you might see this video on Thursday instead of Friday the 14th. I don't have any prediction as to who the killers are going to be. I'm gonna say multiple killers probably, but maybe there will be one and they'll throw a curveball, I don't know. But I'm not gonna predict who the killers are going to be, because honestly, I don't even know who the new characters are, and it could be anybody at this point, but I feel like maybe they're going to do away with Gale Weathers at this point, and the only reason I speculate that is because she seemed a little bit sold out in Scream 4. She was writing her book, and there was like that other younger lady who was talking to her, like the news reporter, and you know, like she just seemed like she wasn't as much in it, and then she went back, you know, into reporting because of the killings happening again, but I don't know if there's going to be much of a purpose for her in Scream 5, so I feel like she actually might be one to not survive. Dewey, I don't know, because I feel like there's always a purpose for him being a sheriff, unless he's retired in this one, which I can't remember from the trailer. I don't want to rewatch it. I want to go in as blind as possible, not watching the trailer the week up to, like, the lead up, because it's earlier in the week as I'm filming this. But Dewey, I'm not sure. I feel like him and Deputy Judy have this like weird relationship going on. I mean, it's also between Gale and Judy. I just can't imagine all three of them surviving this. Now, as far as Sydney goes, it's 50-50 for me whether she's going to survive this movie. I feel like she could either survive and like conquer, like how she has in all of the movies, and just have the whole franchise end like that, or she could finally be killed at the end and just overpowered by Ghostface finally. But you know what? I just can't imagine that her death would be, like, I feel like her death would have to be pretty dramatic if she was to die in this movie, just because it can't just be something dumb. I don't really feel like she has to die for the franchise to properly end, but I feel like some of the older characters kind of do. At least one out of the original 3 probably has to die in order for this to kind of move forwards a little bit. The one way they could go about this is one of the original 3, like probably Gale or Dewey, turns out to be a killer, or one of the killers at least, because I mean, I feel like it's more likely that it would happen to Gale, where she is just tired of all of this. She's still kind of jealous of Sydney's fame, although they have made amends in the newer installments of the franchise, so I don't feel like this is extremely likely. Or maybe it's Deputy Judy who is jealous of Gale and Dewey, who might be back together. I don't even know. You know what? I don't know. I'm just coming up with the most random stuff right now. I don't think it would be Sydney. Like, I mean, obviously I don't think it's Sydney, unless there are 2 killers and maybe somehow she's part of it, but I really just don't think it would be her after all that she's been through at this point. But it is a possibility that probably either Judy or Gale might be one of the killers. I don't know about Dewey. I just can't really wrap my head around him being one of the killers. I just love his character too much to believe that he would be. But yeah, I think that's it for my predictions on who the killers might be, because I really have no idea. It's really up in the air. It's not like Halloween where you can predict things like, well, in Halloween Kills, it's the second one, so obviously you know that Michael's not going to die. Probably Laurie's not going to die, you know, so you know those things already going into it. But with Scream 5, this is like the last installment most likely. It's all up in the air. They can do whatever they want with this one. It's kind of scary actually. As far as the younger, like newer characters in this movie, I don't know anything about them. We already know that the girl at the beginning of the trailer isn't going to survive. She's kind of like the new Drew Barrymore, and I'm not really sure who any of the other characters are going to be, so I don't have very many good predictions for you guys. But yeah, let's just go into this movie and see how it turns out, and I will be making a Scream franchise ranked video shortly afterwards, so I hope that you guys are excited and going to see it. Let me know what you think. Mark any spoilers. Be very careful. I don't want spoilers to ruin it for anybody. And I'll probably have it'll probably be easier in my Scream franchise ranked video to talk spoilers, since I'm going to have all these disclaimers in the video. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy the movie, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Thanks for watching!